Good morning, guys. Today we are going to be building a wood arch. We are going to be actually building a set. This one is already kind of sort of built, but when we did it, we was number one in a rush. Two, we had an event, so it was able to get the job done. But now we're going to be reinforcing it, and then the one next to it, right there, this one is two wood back to back actually, and we're just gonna go ahead and do it because all I did was cut it and I didn't get to do anything else with it. So like I said, we're gonna be building a set of 3 out of it, and this can be used for party rentals. It can be used for decor as well, obviously. My name is Latiba. I am with Queen's Decor. We are your event one-stop shop. So this is all board now. This is what it looks like. When I got done with the event, obviously, I just threw it. This is how it stands right now. It looks okay, right? But here's the thing. That is popping out. This is what the back look like. So we're using all of the same material. It's just that we're going to unscrew everything, put some wood glue, staple it properly, and make sure it can stand. These boards, since I've been making them, I haven't been able to make it for them to stand by themselves. Yeah, they can do this, but they always seem to need some type of weight in the back so that they don't fall to the front. But this is what we're working with. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to show you me taking them apart, but I will show myself reassembling everything, putting the glue, melting it, and the supplies that we use will be down in the description as well.
So what we're going to do now is apply the wood to that area which I showed you that was broken. Later on, you're also going to see me using a clamp, and that clamp is for it to hold tight in place. So with any wood glue, you can't just apply it and just leave it. You need to add some type of pressure so it can adhere properly, and that's what the clamps help you do. So make sure you leave the clamp on it so that way it can, until it dries. There goes the clamp I was referring to. While the clamp is holding, I usually like to staple my nail. I don't use a regular nail for this. This is the nail gun that I use. It's very tiny and very precise. The whole point of these walls is to have a smooth finish. So again, even after I go ahead and use the T-nail stapler, I also go ahead and tap them in place to make sure it's smooth. You want this to be as smooth as possible. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our hammer and just that smoothness that I'm talking about. This is where you just rub your finger on it. If you can feel a lump, you need to tap it in a little bit more. Now let's go ahead and grab our drill and remove any, given that we're fixing this item, there were places that has screws from the front, and learning the process, I had to remove each and every screw, so that's what I did there, and then go ahead and re-staple it. If you ever want to put a screw on these wood, you would have to do it from the back and make sure it doesn't seep all the way through to the front of the board. I wouldn't even recommend that you use any screws. Just use the stapler with the T-nailer that I'm talking about, and you'll be able to get that smooth finish. Once again, remember to take your hammer, tap, 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 rub your finger to make sure it is smooth as I'm doing here, and you always get that smooth finish. Now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and reattach our leg that we removed. The first time I installed this leg, I didn't have no wood glue, so it was easy to come off. Now I've applied a whole lot of wood glue, and I'm also going to use a pressure to try to clamp it together. But before you do anything, just make sure the board is super secure. So I'm just going ahead and tightening up all my screws if it needs to be tightened up. And if there were screwed there before from the front, make sure you remove them. That's what we're doing now. Next, we're going to go ahead and put the back support. Once again, glue, glue, glue as much as possible. That's the name of the game here. Given that you have already put it base at the front that give it that trim in the front, the base on the bottom that give it that trim in the front, you can go ahead and put extra screws in the back. It will not go all the way through, because in this case, the staple gun is just not going to be enough to go all the way through. You have to remember, staples is for thin surfaces, and some of them are thick enough to get the job done, but in this case I needed some screws, and that's what I'm doing here. If needed, the only place I would advise that you add screws is at the very base to give it that extra hold. But this is it, y'all.